My name is and I have served as a psychiatrist for over 10 years. In all my years of practice, I have encountered various cases, each one a reflection of the human mind's fragility. However, nothing could have prepared me for the patient who now occupies the deepest corners of my thoughts. This file was not unlike others, a man plagued by violent outbursts, lashing out against those around him. But as I dug deeper into his psyche, I uncovered a narrative that defied reason, one that haunted me long after our sessions ended. It spoke of the elder gods, ancient rulers of the universe locked away in the fabric of reality itself, and of their creation, the seeds sown on earth to usher in their return. The children, he claimed, are not the monstrous beings depicted in ancient texts, but rather a far more insidious creation. Born from human women, they appear wholly human, indistinguishable from the rest of us in every physical way. Yet their minds, their wills, are the final instruments of the elder gods' grand design. They hold within them a power that, once awakened, could reshape our world, and the terror in his eyes as he spoke of them left no doubt in my mind that he truly believed every word. He was obsessed with the uncertainty of the children's allegiance. Would they align themselves with their divine progenitors, or, possessed of free will, choose to stand against them? He was desperate, convinced that their awakening was imminent. He had pieced together fragments of forgotten lore, locating the site where the ritual to bring these seeds into our world was conducted. But beyond that, he knew nothing more. The scattered worshippers of the elder gods were as clueless as he, unable to trace the children, who remained hidden in plain sight. But he was not resigned to this ignorance. He railed against the futility of his search, cast the blindness of the omens and the darkness that seemed to bend around these children, protecting them from his sight. At first, I dismissed his ravings as the product of a disturbed mind, but then the symbols appeared, strange, intricate patterns, sometimes carved into the wood of my office desk, sometimes scrawled in the margins of... At first I thought them the work of vandals, but as days passed, I began to see them everywhere, on the walls of my home, in the streets, even etched in the frost of my car's windshield. No one else saw them, no one else heard the whispers that came from the symbols, the voices that spoke of an ancient pact, of a world teetering on the edge of something beyond comprehension. I tried to rationalize it, to attribute these experiences to stress or exhaustion, but the patterns only grew more frequent, the voices more insistent. And then, the realization struck me, a cold, bone-deep certainty that I had been chosen. Perhaps it was the proximity to... Perhaps it was my own delving into his twisted narrative, but I could no longer deny that I knew where the children were. The signs, the symbols, they were guiding me. Every fragment of this eldritch puzzle was falling into place. But why me? Why was I being shown these things? Was I meant to find them? Was I supposed to be a harbinger of their awakening? Or was I destined to stop them? The world feels like it's holding its breath, as if waiting for some unspeakable event, and I can't help but feel that it is tied to these children, to whatever force stars beneath the surface of our reality. The condition, I have come to understand, is not merely a psychosis, but something far more insidious. I have named it after my patient, a mind fractured by the realization of cosmic horrors, yet unable to disconnect from the terrifying truth it has glimpsed. I fear that this is not a disease of the mind, but a symptom of something far greater, something that has chosen me as its vessel. Should something happen to me, should my mind succumb to the weight of these revelations, let this account serve as a warning. The children of the elder gods walk among us, and their awakening may be closer than we dare to imagine. I know now who they are, but I fear that knowledge comes at a price too steep to pay. Placed his pen down. The ink still went on the paper. He stared at the final words, his hand trembling slightly. The symbols had begun to swirl around him. Faster now, their whispers merging into a cacophony of voices that threatened to drown out his thoughts. A knock at the door startled him. He turned, but the door remained closed. The knock came again, louder, more insistent. With dread curling in his stomach, he rose to his feet and approached the door, his breath hitching in his throat as he reached for the handle. As he opened the door, he was met with nothing but darkness, a void so complete that it seemed to swallow the light from the room behind him. He took a hesitant step forward, then another, the symbols dancing wildly around him, pulling him into the abyss. And then, Just as he was about to be consumed by the darkness, he saw them. Eyes glowing faintly in the distance, staring back at him with an intelligence that chilled him to the core. He tried to scream, but the void swallowed his voice. And then, silence.